Miss Gypsy over here is hiding something unless you look at the trial and watch the boring 3 hours of her yapping. Now listen very closely.
Who talked you into killing your mother?
I did. I talked him into it.
During the time you and Nick were together, did you ever engage in fantasies or role-playing or anything like that?
Yes.
Did you have names?
Here's the part. Listen very closely to what she says. See if you can catch it.
Yes.
Tell us about the names you utilized.
Ruby, Candy, Kitty, Bella, Demona.
Did you catch the pause? She was thinking, should I say it or not? But of course she is in a trial with judges, so she might as well be truthful.
Demona.
As we just heard in her own words, that she has a alter ego called Demona, but she never ever mentions this to anyone, not in an interview, not in her book. Nowhere does she ever mentions this. In her book she talks about Ruby, Candy, Kitty and Bella. She also lied to Dr. Phil about Kitty when she said it went with the little boy personality of Go to John when it in fact went with Daddy. So if you weren't aware, she has a history of lies and deceit. By the way, the transcribed version of the trial of Gypsy. Who came up with the names? She said, I did. And then the question, do they represent a different type of person? Yes. And then, who is Demona? She said she's a character I came up with, and she is half werewolf and half human. So is that the truth? Let us look into it. Let's look into the powers and abilities of Demona. We can see here manipulation. Probably Demona's most dangerous weapon is her mind, as she can fabricate ingenious plans, backup plans, all deceitful and self-serving. And she is also a skilled manipulator, having fooled and used. Please like this video to support my channel and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Is it all a coincidence that she didn't talk about it, that her alter ego was Demona? So she described Demona being half human, half werewolf. Well, it is she-demon, so if you want to see demon as a werewolf, that could possibly be the case. And she then turned evil, and basically she remained troubled over the vision of the future she saw, and became more and more angry by the humans' treatment of her and her kind. Here we can see that Goliath comes up in this theme also. Goliath's former mate and one of his greatest enemies 1000 years ago, he and Demona were in love, right? However, he was unaware of her true nature. Well, talking about Nicholas Godejohn here, even when they were together, she was secretly manipulating him, doing so to make him the clan leader. I am serious, man. If you don't believe in spirituality, maybe by now you might change your mind. So of course, mind you, these are all my opinions. It's just a deeper look into this case, maybe a bit spiritual, but let's look into this character. This is of course the Walt Disney Demona character. There must be a reason why she never ever mentioned this to anyone, not in an interview, not in her book, not the first one and not the second one. Why is that? What is she hiding? Which looks like the devil, don't you think so? But of course, what else does Demona represent other than a demon? This is from the website of Disney. It was all very clear that she loved Disney. She always watched that with her mother, and she went to Disney movies. That was very known fact. So if we look into this character Demona, we can see that if you are not my ally, then you are my enemy. That was of course her mother. So of course her mother was her enemy. Demona, once known as Angel and also known as the demon, is a female gargoyle. She was once a member of the Wyvern clan and was Goliath's former mate, known to him at least as his Angel of the Night. Doesn't that sound familiar? Gypsy being Godejohn's Angel of the Night, and if she was known as an angel, which makes her a fallen angel. And partner in crime, doesn't that sound familiar? Whose distrust of humans ended up turning her frustrations out into outright hatred. Doesn't that sound familiar also? Because of all of this pent-up hatred, she now needed to turn that outward. She knows best what these characters means, because she clearly said in the trial with her hand on the Bible that she was the one who made them up, right? And now desires to kill, them all in response to the way mankind has mistreated their kind over the ages. Doesn't this all sound very familiar? Let's see if we can make something else a bit more clear. The two mated and would eventually have a daughter. It's very known that Gypsy wanted a son from Goda John, although she doesn't say that either. Might not say this because it does not match with her narrative of being this innocent girl, you know? She's describing right here. Look, this is her own saying. She made it up for herself that she was Demona, but she never talks about it. Unless you look in the trial, then you might know that this is the fact. That she thought of herself as this malicious, evil being that was out to kill them all. Basically is what she says. Demona was originally very kind and caring for her clan, much like her daughter, though she did hold disdain against humans for their mistreatment of her kind. Sounds very familiar. However, after her plan to free her clan from human servitude backfired. This is so, man. Damn, this is really interesting. Do you see this similarity? After her plan to free her clan from human servitude backfired. That's exactly what happened. She became bitter and hateful, misplacing her own guilt onto humans in general, blaming them for her sins rather than admitting what her own actions had caused. God, I am serious. If you don't believe in this stuff, but it's right here. This is exactly her story. She forged an unlikely path with Macbeth? What's that? To become her advisor in exchange for his youth. However, she turned on him after getting suspicious that he might betray her. This is what happened during the interrogation. Exactly this. She turned on him when she found out that he was telling everything. That's what happened. Only for her actions to again cost her a clan, and worse yet, her own mortality, as she was irrevocably bound to him, to Goda John, making them both immortal, making them want to be together forever, unless one of them kills the other. That's what they described as having this bond, you know, that's unbreakable, calling themselves the twin flame soulmates type of thing. She's not above using ancient sorcery. This is a theme that is coming up lately very much. She was into that. Of course, her mother was the one that made the spell against her. Well, of course, it's all her words, because who's not here to defend herself? Let's be honest. Mitchell goes, however, she does not retain a soft spot for her daughter, Angela, and tries unsuccessfully to win her over to her side. Right. Please leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. I think it's very interesting to see that the truth is all out there. She made this name up for herself, but then never mentions it to anyone.